Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Thank you, Mr Chairman, and let me thank Mr Ross Robertson for his contribution and his SOP. I think we can all agree that senior citizens have a passionate advocate in this House through Ross Robertson. Despite his youth and energy, he does understand the role that senior citizens play in our community and in society. I have to say, and I also agree with him, of the importance of the new council and indeed the local boards and the CCOs in interacting with senior citizens and gathering up their views. And one of the things that's most important as we construct a new council for Auckland, which will by its nature be a large organisation, that it doesn't lose touch with the community. But I just ask Ross Robertson, as I let him down gently, to say that the government isn't supporting his SOP, as much as we agree with the sentiment that's behind it, is the difficulty that we have on the one hand of the criticisms that we take, fair enough, from the Labour Party, that it's all about Wellington telling Aucklanders what to do and how to do it. It's no part of our attention to do that, but we do need to provide Auckland with a governance structure if we agree to having one council and one mayor, so that they can operate, especially things like civil defence day one. But that do we want to be, as a parliament, specifying how political operatives, the mayor and the councillors and the local boards will be interacting with every community across Auckland? Because that would be, well, the member calls out about CCOs, and he's exactly right. That is actually why we have enabled, and it's the case, that from day one the council can sack any CCO board member, and after 20, well, the member says, why set them up? That's like why you actually set up an administration and an organisation, because day one we actually need an operation across Auckland. And I have to say, Mr Phil Twyford, you have failed to understand anything of the reforms that is... No, it's not that I'm so intelligent or so knowing, but I just ask the member to... I just ask that member to appreciate that we can't elect a new mayor and a council and not actually have an administration underneath them. Well, it just says just run them in-house. Actually, they aren't run in-house now. There were 42 CCOs across Auckland. There were 300. There are 300. Anyway, I'm not addressing Mr Phil Twyford because I have to say, Mr Chairman, with great reluctance, I've given up on him. I'm going back to Mr Ross Robertson. No, well, Mr Phil Twyford, to be fair, he hasn't put up one serious supplementary order paper in this process. Mr Phil Twyford has not made one serious contribution to the debate. Mr Ross Robertson has, and that's the one. Actually, I did listen to that last speech. It was atrocious. Mr Ross Robertson, so the point is, yes, we'd like to think that the council will do that, but we figure that it's up to the council to decide the best way to engage with seniors across Auckland, and we think it's a smarter way to leave that up to the council rather than to prescribe it from Parliament. But I actually thank the member for his passion and his interest in the subject, and I'd ask him to prevail upon his colleague, Mr Phil Twyford, to actually engage in the process and make a similar contribution for once.